Hi guys, this is gonna be like a vlog slash what's going on with me. I guess vlog. It's a vlog about my pregnancy. It's a vlog about how my pregnancy is going, what's gonna happen with this pregnancy, just a bunch of details on everything. I just want to warn you before you start watching this video. There might be some tears that are shed. There's a lot of information that I'm going to let you guys in on that you probably don't already know, so, you know, please no judgment on my choices. I've done my research and I know all the facts and stuff like that, so if you've not done your research, please no rude comments, because you need to do research before you can, I guess, start an argument with me about this per se. I'm trying to be as nice as possible as I can with this one, but I feel very strongly about the choice that I'm going to make with this pregnancy, and I know that not everyone's going to agree with me, and I'm fine with that, but I also want to let you guys know, you know, the facts about a lot of it, and sorry, my nose is running a little bit. Just the details. So, let's go ahead and get started. I am 24 weeks and 3 days today. My pregnancy is going great, just like it did with my son. I have no complications. I'm very lucky with that. You know, never miscarried. I've never had any of that kind of stuff. So I've been very blessed and lucky to have such great pregnancies and, you know, being able to stay pregnant. But as you guys know, and if you've watched my videos before now, you know that my first ended in a C-section. I'm going to say unnecessary C-section because of all the research that I've done. I've realized that there was no medical reason whatsoever behind any of it, of why I had a C-section. I was induced at 39 weeks. For what reason, I really don't know. My doctor never told me. I didn't know any better. I was very, you know, new to all this. It was my first pregnancy, yada yada. So I was induced at 39 weeks. I was started on PIT, which is Pitocin. And it started my contractions that were coming very strong, and they were pretty painful. I wasn't in a lot of pain, but I went ahead and got an epidural. I don't know why I did, because, like, again, I did not know what I was doing. And once I got my epidural, I wasn't able to move around at all. I wasn't able to do anything. I had to lay in the same spot. Long story short, honestly, I was in labor for 12 hours. I only went to 3 centimeters dilated, and my doctor come in and said, if you don't dilate another hour any more than what you're already at, you're going to have a C-section. An hour later, she come back. I was still at 3, maybe 3.5. Not enough for her to be happy, so I had an emergency C-section because I wasn't progressing fast enough for her liking, I guess you could say. Usually, reasons for emergency C-sections, because they're called an emergency, is because of things like preeclampsia, which is like high blood pressure. It causes complications with you and your child. There's things like breached, babies that are breached, that are exactly how she is right now. She's actually breached, so hopefully she turns. Anyway, that'll give you an automatic C-section. Other emergencies like your heart or her or his heart, there's decals in it. That means it drops drastically. Those are emergency reasons for a woman to have a C-section. There was no emergency for me whatsoever. I just wasn't dilating fast enough for her liking, and she didn't want to deal with me anymore. So at 5:14 p.m. on July 27th, 2010, my son was born via C-section, and what time around is that? That's lunchtime. Or lunchtime. That's dinner time. And she was married and she had kids. She wanted to get home and go home and go to her kids. She didn't want to deal with me anymore. So, a C-section. That's the easy way out, right? It's not fair. And that's not how it should be. Women should not have to fight to have vaginal birth. That's ridiculous, and it's just not right. The first couple hours of my son's life was spent with strangers. I didn't see him for like 3 or 4 hours until after he was born. I was in recovery. I was in the most excruciating pain I've ever been in my life. I hadn't seen my husband. I didn't know if my son was okay. No one was telling me anything. It's not how I thought it was going to happen. I was unable to breastfeed with my son like I should have been because I didn't get to hold him for 4 hours. I didn't get that bonding time that you get if you give birth vaginally. I'm sorry, you guys. I wasn't given an opportunity enough to progress in my pregnancy or in my labor. I wasn't given enough time. 12 hours, that's not very long. There's women that are in labor for 22 hours, 24 hours, 38 hours. I mean, 12 hours. My first wrong step was being induced to 39 weeks. And I didn't know any of this until now. I shouldn't have been induced. There's no medical reason for it whatsoever. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with him. And when I was induced, I was put on Pitocin. That was a no-no. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just let things happen the way that they're naturally supposed to happen. But that didn't happen, so I ended up with a C-section. This time around, I am fighting for a VBAC. And if you all do not know what a VBAC is, that is a vaginal birth after cesarean. They're very uncommon, and it's not because of them not being safe like a lot of people are told. It's because doctors just don't want to do them. They rather give you a C-section, a repeat C-section. My doctor that I've changed to, and I went to a new doctor, he told me right away that he wouldn't recommend one for me because my pelvis was too small and I probably couldn't deliver my own child. That's why I had a C-section. That is a crock of crap. A doctor cannot tell from an exam what your pelvis is capable of doing. I could have very likely given birth to my son vaginally. I wasn't given an opportunity to do that. I really don't want to go through that again. And I don't want to have another C-section unless it's absolutely necessary. I'm talking about my child's life or my life in danger. Then that is a medical reason for me to have an emergency C-section. I have found a doctor that is willing to let me try for a VBAC. There is risk that come with VBACs, but it is a less than 1% chance of it happening, and that is a uterine rupture. This is what doctors scare you with when you even ask questions about a VBAC after a cesarean. Oh, a uterine rupture, and it could be catastrophic. That is so not true. In a lot of cases, if you have a uterine rupture, it's not catastrophic. A uterine rupture is considered your uterus tearing just a little bit. So that means just like a little tiny little tear that wasn't catastrophic and killed you and your child. There's very rare cases of that happening. And there is a lot more problems that can occur with the repeat C-section than with the VBAC. Repeat C-sections, you can have internal bleeding. They can accidentally cut your bladder. You can get horrible infections. something can happen where you have to have a whole hysterectomy, and that ends up making it where you're not able to have any more children. And the other bad thing about repeat C-sections is every C-section you had, it knocks off how many kids that you can have, is the easiest way to put it. I was already told by my old doctor before I changed that he would not perform any more than 3. So he asked me, how many kids do you plan on having? I said, well, me and my husband wanted 3, but I don't know, you know. Well, I won't do any more than 3, he says. It's just not safe. But let me keep performing these unnecessary C-sections on you and putting your life and your child's life in danger, and also telling you, oh, you can't have that many kids, sorry. No, it's not worth it. And that's not why I'm having a VBAC. I had postpartum depression, which is very common after a C-section. I asked myself why. Why me? Why wasn't I able to do something that my body's supposed to be able to? I felt like I failed myself and my child. I just didn't understand why. And I believed my doctor, and I thought she knew what she was doing and what she was saying was right. But I didn't do my research, and I wish that I had before I had my son. And maybe I wouldn't have ended up having a C-section in the end. It's crazy how much stuff you have to go through to have a vaginal birth after a cesarean. You have to find a doctor that's willing to even let you try, which is difficult. And it's not because of the uterine rupture thing. It's a lot of medical malpractice is what a lot of it has to do with. They don't want you to sue them if something goes wrong. Their insurance companies will pay them, give them better deals to not let you have a vaginal birth after cesarean than to have a C-section. So what are they going to do? Or their insurance company will say, well, you can do VBACs, but I'm not going to cover you. So what are they going to do? They're not going to do them. They're not covered. That's not safe for them. They could lose their career, you know. I don't understand why they're so few and far in between. I mean, there is a lot of women that have successful VBACs every day. It's a matter of fighting to get to that point. It's not easy. Your doctor can tell you, oh, I'll let you try for a VBAC. And then once it comes down to it, as soon as something stupid goes wrong, like there's a little heart decal in your child, I mean, not even enough to even be worried. It's because of the contractions. Oh, you're having a repeat C-section. It's just not safe. You're going to have a uterine rupture. No, that's not true. There's just so many facts about all this, and there's so much more that people don't know. And I guess this is kind of going to be a journey that I'm going to go through with you guys. My VBAC, hopefully success story and journey to my VBAC, because it's what I really want, and I feel that I am very capable of giving birth to my child the very natural, normal, vaginal way that women have been doing for centuries. And if given the chance to labor like I should have been able to the first time, that might have happened. Again, I know a lot of women are going to feel very strongly about how I'm taking a chance with my child, blah, 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 and I understand all that, but again, I've done my research, and I rather take the chance of giving a vaginal birth than having a repeat C-section when the chances are so much higher with something going wrong with that. It is a less than 1% chance that you're going to have a uterine rupture. I'm sorry, but that's a 99.7% chance I'm going to have a successful VBAC. I'm going to take my chances with that. Really, honestly, I really don't know what else to talk about. I'm going to have update videos every couple weeks on what's going on, how my doctor's appointment's been going with my VBAC supportive doctor, how my pregnancy's going, if she's still breached, if she's turned, all that. I'm hiring a doula this time. A doula is, she's pretty much there for support and to help be my mouth, or, you know, me when I'm in too much pain in labor, to talk to my doctors who are trying to pressure me into having a repeat C-section if that was to happen. She's a caregiver, pretty much. She's by my side the whole time during my labor, and they're very calming in nature, and I'm looking very forward to experience this with my doula and my husband, because it's mostly just going to be those two working together with me to have my vaginal birth. But I will keep you updated on all that, and I really appreciate you guys watching. I know this video is really long. It's going to take it forever to upload, but I really wanted to let you guys know what was going on. I'll go ahead and do a belly shot now, since I've talked about all that stuff. And see, you guys can see how big I've gotten. Not low enough. Let's see. There we go. It doesn't look like much, but she's there. Let's see. I'll lift my shirt up a little bit. I don't want to show you my stretch mark stomach. This time, I believe my belly button's gonna pop out. But she's healthy, and she's perfectly fine. Nothing's been going wrong with my pregnancy other than, you know, normal pregnancy stuff like sickness and stuff like that, which I've been over that for a while. So that's not really an issue here. It's just finding my doctor that would be supportive of my VBAC, and also my insurance covering that doctor. It's been very difficult, but I've been lucky, and I've found one here. Again, I will keep you guys updated on all of this, and I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that you guys will follow me on this journey to my successful VBAC. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget that beauty is only Irish deep. Bye.